pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. This meeting of November 7th, 2018 is included in a meeting notice sent to the Burlington County Times on October 10th, 2018, and Courier Post on October 18th of 2018, and respectively posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building on October 10th, 2018, and has remained continuously posted as required under the statute. In addition, a copy of this notice is and has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the municipal clerk. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Here.
Ms. Schneider? Mr. Costa?
Here.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Here.
Mayor Mashaki?
Here. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting for October 9th, 2018?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
I'll have to abstain.
Mayor Mashaki?
Yes. We have some reports to accept. We have the tax collector's report, code enforcement report, fire official, construction, and emergency service reports, all for October 2018. Is there a motion to accept the reports? So moved.
Second.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Mashaki?
Yes. All right, that takes us to our first public participation session. That is for agenda items only. Is there anyone that wants to speak up? No. Oh, that's unusual. Okay, I'll take it though. That takes us to discussion and presentation. We have a Good Samaritan Award, so I'd like to call up to that dais right there Zachary Lawrence, as well as our school board president, Mike Morelli, Tom Simonet, our middle school, did I say that right? Middle school principal?
Correct.
And Mike Blake, our administrator for schools. Everyone here? Okay. I'll be down in a second because I got something to give this young man. Oh, actually, you all have something to give this. Well, Zachary, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Nice to meet you. It's a
You
pleasure.
too.
It's a pleasure. Zachary is a fine young man who really did something special, something that our community needed, both for the township and the school. He volunteered to safely escort neighborhood kids home from school for some, I guess it was for some of the bus routes that were in existence at one point, but no longer in existence now. And it was a great comfort to the parents, great comfort to the kids. And I'll tell you, you guys, if this is what's coming out of our school, you guys are doing a fabulous, fabulous job. So this is for you, and I'll step aside and have our school officials be glad to say a few words on your behalf.
Congratulations, Zach.
Thank you.
I just want to congratulate Zach on a job well done. He's everything that we embody at Hainesport School. We're just extremely proud of him. His parents should be extremely proud of him as well. Just very unselfish child, and something that we're extremely proud of, and we look forward to seeing some great things out of him in the future. But congratulations, Zach.
Thank you.
Very well.
Congratulations. And you've been out of here, which makes it even more special.
Thanks again, Zach.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you again.
You too.
Take care.
Congrats.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, the next thing is our 2018 Best Practices Questionnaire, which we're going to accept. Is there a motion to accept? Or, Paula, do you want to make some comments about that?
Yeah, I just wanted to comment, just as last year, we have done a fantastic job. We will receive 100% of our ETR aid this year because we were able to score so high on our best practices, and we need to document that this was discussed at a meeting, and we have actually already submitted it up to the state, so.
Okay. We don't need to vote on it or anything like that. The fact that it's now a matter of record suffices our obligation.
Correct.
All right. And we have the CDBG grant project.
So as you know, the Community Development Block Grant is available to municipalities in every 2-year cycle, and we just received notice from the county that applications are due, upcoming and due December 21st. Thank you. Let me just get my bearings here. Last year's. Thank you. So originally, we had discussed an application for the Kleiner property demolition as a potential project. So I attended a workshop several weeks ago and learned that unfortunately the property is just adjacent to the census block tract of eligible area for the CDBG funding. So unfortunately, the Kleiner property doesn't fall within the confines of that designated census tract. So I would like for the committee to consider, the application will be presented, the formal application and request resolution will be presented to you at next month's meeting. We'll have enough time since our meeting is prior to the deadline. But I wanted to continue doing sidewalk and curbing in the proper. Jay and I have actually gone out and located areas already where there is sidewalk without curbing, curbing without sidewalk, as well as a stretch on Cottage between Rancocas and Washington on the north side that would, if we were to sidewalk, curb and ramp that, would continue sidewalk all the way from Washington to Broad Street. I would also like to shore up some gap in curbing on Broad between the school and Washington. There's about 30 feet of missing curbing, as well as continuing the curbing along Washington Street from Taft Court up to Deacon Road, and that's about 500 feet of curbing. So just wanted to present that to you all and get a sense from you that that was an acceptable project that we can apply for. The grant funding, the range is going to be between $65,000 and $80,000. So the maximum award we could receive is about $80,000. So I will give all of this information, as long as you guys are okay with it, to our engineer to draft up an engineer's proposal, which will need to be submitted with the grant application. Of course, the engineer will have to give us a proposal to actually do the engineering work, as well as the project oversight and bid opening oversight, which would be separate from the grant application.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That takes us to the resolution portion of our meeting. First resolution, Resolution 2018-151-11, authorizing a lien for property maintenance expenses for the property located at 10 Pennsylvania Avenue. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Mashaki?
Yes. Resolution 2018-152-11, opposing the application of Elcon Recycling Services, LLC, resubmitted to the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection Agency for a proposed hazardous waste facility to be located in Falls Township, Pennsylvania. Is there a motion?
Yes.
I'll second.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Mashaki?
Yes. Resolution 2018-153-11, authorizing a contract for computer services with Edmonds and Associates. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Mashaki?
Yes. Resolution 2018-154-11, awarding a contract for amusement rentals for Community Day.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Mashaki?
Yes. Resolution 2018-155-11, updating our personnel policies and procedures. Is there a motion?
Is that for JIF? Is that why we're doing it? That is? Okay, thank you.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
You got it.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mayor Mashaki?
Yes. Resolution 2018-156-11, accepting recommendation of Township Planning Board regarding boundaries of proposed area in need of rehabilitation pursuant to the New Jersey Local Redevelopment and Housing Law, New Jersey Statute Annotation 40A:12A-1 at sec. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Yeah, I'll be happy to second it.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Mashaki?
Yes.
Mayor, would it be okay if I asked the committee now that the resolution is adopted to authorize staff, all of myself and Mr. Taylor, to get started with putting together a redevelopment plan for that property?
Do you need a resolution for that, or just,
The motion is fine, we'll bring it back to you by way of ordinance later.
all right.
Okay?
So-
I
Is there-
see nodding heads.
Is there a
So we
motion?
need to make a motion?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Okay.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Mashaki?
Yes.
Thank you.
Resolution 2018-157-11, authorizing an advertisement request for qualifications for professional services. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Yes, second.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Mashaki?
Yes. Resolution 2018-158-11, authorizing a donation to Stephen Rubby for municipal complex Eagle Scout project. You may recall, he was here at the last meeting outlining what he wanted to do. Is there a
Correct.
motion?
I will make that motion.
Yeah, second. That's a great thing to do.
Absolutely.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Mashaki?
Yes. Resolution 2018-159-11, authorizing transfers of funds during the last 2 months of the current fiscal year. This is a typical bookkeeping item that we need to do. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Mashaki?
Yes. Resolution 2018-160-11, authorizing the purchase of a radar recorder kit from Trax Pro Software and the laptop that goes with it. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Yeah, I'll second.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Mashaki?
Yes. Resolution 2018-161-11, complete the professional services contract for engineering services for the Phillips Road resurfacing project. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Sure, I'll second.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Mr. Gillespie, once again, am I able to okay that with R&V?
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
That's fine?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mayor Mashaki?
Yes. That takes us to Section 9 on business. We have approval of business licenses. Is there a motion to approve this month's business license?
I'll make that motion.
Yeah, I'll second.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Mashaki?
Yes. That takes us to our second public participation portion of tonight's meeting. Okay. Jim?
Jim Horowitz, 47 Hastings Lane. Well, I'd like to start by congratulating Jerry Klaus on his win yesterday. It was a great campaign that you ran, and I'm proud of the way you ran your campaign, Katie ran, and also proud of our campaign. I think that what the two of us have done, including the candidates forum, I hope sets a precedent for many elections to come. When I first announced that I was going to run for Township Committee, I set 2 goals for myself. One was to win, and the other being to run a clean campaign that I could be proud of and to bring some civility back into our democratic process. I think on that, I succeeded. And I think the two of us did a real good service for the Township of Hainesport. I just want to thank you. And thank you, guys.
Very good.
Thank you, Jim. Anyone else? Going once? Twice? I don't want to rush today. We're on a breakneck speed tonight. Okay, well, thank you. And again, congratulations to both the candidates. It was a very well-conducted, civil, both men behaved in a gentleman fashion. You couldn't be more proud to be from this town. And this is, this is a hell of a night, really. You have a young man here who set the stage for other kids his age, and our two candidates who hopefully will set the stage and be a model for other candidates, not only in this town running, but surrounding towns. All right, that takes us to comments from our administrator.
Okay. Sorry, I have a few.
Okay.
Just wanted to update the governing body that Street Scan was here today collecting our street and catch basin data, and they're going to be finishing up tomorrow. The data collected will take about 2 weeks, and the project will be launched in several phases, beginning with the road images currently being taken. Again, that's every 2 meters. The images will be uploaded and available not only to us, but as well as the public. And that would be available in December. And then the pavement data, the pavement assessment data, catch basins mapped and identified, and the maintenance and repair suggestions will be presented and ready for our planning use in February of next year. I also received approval from the Burlington County Department of Land and Resource Conservation, Mary Pat Roby, to change the scope of the 2016 Burlington County Municipal Park Development Grant. The application was submitted to the county and approved for a little bit over $190,000, and that was for the installation of the poured-in-place surfacing over at the Rancocas Heights Park, across from the Flows boat ramp, which the county owns and maintains. I met with Scott Taylor, our planner, and Greer, as well as Mary Pat and Matt up at the county about that particular project. And the county is actually, the grant also included a pavilion/gazebo out at the park. The county is actually willing to put a gazebo on their side of the park area next to the actual boat ramp. So that would free up a lot of funds made available to us through the grant allocation. I actually had 2 different playground vendors come out, Ben Schaefer and General Recreation, and both of them have suggested that we do not do the poured in place over at that playground. The life of the poured in place far exceeds the life of the playground in which the poured in place would be installed around the existing playground. So I'm hoping that the committee would consider changing the scope of the project to include, which the county has approved, actually installing a new 26 by 45 pavilion here to replace the current one at the municipal building, the one on the other side of the building that is currently used for the bands in the park and other events. Our needs have far exceeded the size of that gazebo. So the Recreation Committee, as well as some other people in the community, have been advocating for a much larger pavilion. So I received a price for this pavilion, the concrete pad, the engineering specifications, installation, plus still doing a park shade system over at Rancocas Heights Park with tables, benches, trash cans, receptacles, as well as 3 ADA concrete walkways to the existing playground there, as well as the new shade system. Right now, there are no ADA walkways to the playground over there. All of this would be just a little bit over $190,000, and we would be providing amenities to both this municipal park as well as still upgrades to the Rancocas Heights Park. So I'm seeking your authorization to move forward on that project and change the scope of the municipal park development grant from 2016.
Question, Paula.
Sure.
I may have missed it, but is there any news on the dock, on the dock ramp for boats?
So I did also meet with Mary Pat and Matt to kind of reborn that issue, rebirth that issue, because that was around, I remember when Paul Tuliano was here, and there was some discrepancy as to actually who owns the ramp and as well as the paper street. I have submitted, and actually the Hainesport Fire Company as well as the Mount Laurel Fire Company recently submitted letters to me advocating for that ramp to be upgraded for their use for emergency response. So that might actually free up a funding source through the county, through their emergency management department, because they need it for emergency response, as well as training. So I think that the county is going to advocate to fix that boat ramp themselves sometime in the near future.
Okay.
So,
So what do you seek from us now? Do we need to make a motion to let you go forward with that?
yeah.
I have a quick question for you.
Sure.
Do you have a vendor chosen already, or have we?
Ben Schaefer, Recreation, has submitted a proposal to us, and it's all under state contract.
Okay.
So you want us to do a motion now?
Yes.
I'll make that motion.
Okay. Is there a second?
Yes.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Mashaki?
Yes.
Okay. Third issue, so it was brought to our attention, as it is every year when we have daylight savings, we have issues with our solar lights around the park. So unfortunately, 18 of our 25 lights are not functioning properly. So I've reached out to the company that they were purchased from, Solar One Lighting. They are willing to help us with troubleshooting. I've also reached out to an actual solar electrician that knows how to troubleshoot and work on these types of light fixtures. And we are meeting with Paradise Solar Lighting on the 20th, along with the Public Works Department, to try to get somebody out here to troubleshoot each and every light, figure out exactly what it is that we need. But apparently, the 2 batteries that are in each of the 25 lights, we're supposed to change them every 5 years. In addition to those 2 batteries, there's also a controller that's in there that can oftentimes go bad if those batteries are not functioning properly. So we're looking at a bit of a substantial fix here in terms of cost. So I will have all of that for you, hopefully for the next meeting.
Well, do me a favor, go
Sure.
back. I don't recall how long ago it was. I don't think it was last year. I think it
No,
was.
no, it was before we were on the committee.
Yeah, I think I was the only man standing at that point. But there was the battery issue back then. And the first quote we got was astronomical. And I'm not sure who it was. One of my fellow committee people at that time did some research and came up with a much less expensive way of moving it forward.
I have all of that.
All right, so you have everything there with you? Okay, because I just want to make sure that we don't go the first way.
Oh, yeah.
However we did it the last time.
It was like $38,000 a battery.
Yeah, it
or
was,
something
yeah, it was
ridiculous.
a lot more cost effective, so.
Absolutely.
You're aware of it, you're looking at it?
Yes.
Like the solar.
Yes.
Perfect.
It was 2016.
Okay.
Yeah. And then finally, I just wanted to let everyone know in the community, as well as you guys, the tree lighting and Party with Santa will be held on December 7th at 7 p.m. here at the Municipal Building. The house decorating contest deadline is December 17th, with judging held the week thereafter. And the Hainesport Fire Company will be taking Santa around Hainesport on December 22nd from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. And please contact Paula Tiber if you have any questions or need some more information.
Great.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula. Any comments from our solicitor, John?
Mayor, members of the committee, I don't. We don't meet again until December 11th, so have a great Thanksgiving.
Same to you. Thank you.
Are we going to add something to the executive session?
Yeah, something came up that we may need to discuss in executive session, so is there a motion to amend the agenda to include a brief executive session tonight?
Yes, so moved.
So that would be Resolution 2018-162-11, right?
Yes.
And that would be for attorney-client privilege, or?
It's a legal matter, yes. Yeah, litigation. Actually, litigation to be more specific.
Okay.
Did you get a second?
No.
I'll second.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yes.
Mayor Mashaki?
Yes. Okay, it takes us to comments from the committee, starting with Ted.
Oh, thanks for coming out, everybody. I want to congratulate Jerry Klaus, of course, for winning the election. And of course, I want to congratulate his opponent, Jim Horowitz, who's here, who put on a spirited campaign. As a loser of one campaign myself, I tell you, don't sweat it. You're a participant in this great democracy of ours. You know, last month, I was in Lithuania, speaking of democracy, And every family there has a story, because during the Soviet occupation, right after World War II, they say about 250,000 people, over 250,000 people, were sent to the Gulag. And 20% of those, at least that much, died there. And many other people were murdered in the middle of the night, merely for speaking their mind, standing up for their own brand of democratic politics. And they were shot or sent to the Gulag. So thank God we live in this country. And thank God that participants like you are involved. Have a nice Thanksgiving, everybody.
Okay, Leila?
I just, too, wanted to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and congratulations to the candidates for running a great race. And Jerry, look forward to working with you. I also want to thank all of our veterans. Veterans Day is coming up this Sunday, and I think it's time to reflect and give thanks for all that they have done and given to us and done for us. Zach, thank you very much for stepping up to the plate, and you're a fine example of the younger generation, and really appreciated that. That's all.
Okay, Mike?
Yeah, Zach, actually, that was great to hear what you did, and obviously you come from a great family, so we'd anticipate that out of you. So congratulations to you guys. Jim, good job. It really was. It was a good job. It was very close. Jerry as well. Dude, it can't happen quick enough, so get up here. Congratulations, and I'm sure that you'll do a great job for the town. So, and Jim, really, keep at it. Did a good job. You really did.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. And Zach, you know how I feel about you, so keep up the good work. Jerry and Jim, again, I can join my colleagues up here on congratulating both of you. I followed the campaign, and the ideas that came out of those discussions and debate were really something to behold, and look forward to working with both of you in the coming years. Have a happy Thanksgiving, everyone, and enjoy Veterans Day. Remember the veterans. Veterans Day is particularly important to me because my grandfather fought in that war. He fought for the Italian Army, which luckily then was on the American side, so I don't feel so bad. And I think of him often in our servicemen as well on that day. So thank you all for coming. I look forward to seeing you all next month. All right, we do have, bill list. Yeah, is there a motion to pay the bills? We got to do that. We don't
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Yeah, you kind of switched this up a little bit on me here, so, but I think I pegged mine too. I'm going to abstain on 18-00840 and 18-00892, and the rest of it I'm good to go on, thank you.
Mayor Mashaki?
Yes. All right, is there a motion to go into closed session? This will not take long, everyone, so if you want to stick around and wait. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
Yes.
Second?
Mr. Costa?
Yes.
Mrs. Gilmore?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Will there be any motion when we come out or no?
No.
This is just,
No, it's more of an
Yes.
informative thing.
And Mayor Mashaki?
Yes.
Okay.
15 minutes?
It should be more than 15 minutes, yeah.
Wow. This is a record.
I know.
All right, is there a motion to come back into open session?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we're done. Thank you, everyone.
Thanksgiving.